Well, one, I'm a human. And then being an ally, it's about human nature. People suffer every day in the entire world. People ask me all the time, why do you do what you do? Because I love it. And when you love it, it's not a job.
Hi, Lakenya. Thank you for joining us. Happy Pride.
Thank you. Thank you as you as well.
We're very excited to learn and just talk to you. We know that you are the founder of Open Rainbow Residence, and we would love to know a little bit about your non-profit. We've read about it, but we want to hear it from you, the founder who started it from scratch.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Open Rainbow Residence is a nonprofit organization that's geared towards LGBTQIA young adults that are aging out of emotional use programs. The idea came to me in about 2017, 2018. I'm a social worker by career, and I work with a population that was struggling with substance abuse. And with one particular client that I had was looking for housing. She was a trans female, and she was talking about how it was hard for her to find a program that she felt comfortable in, and she was going to be able to continue her sobriety and, of course, start a career. And so I asked her, I said, there's no programs for you? She was like, no. So I worked hard in the LGBT community for some years now, but didn't realize there was no programs for people who age out of programs after 25 years old. And at the time, she was 32. And so I did a big research, and in the entire world, between the ages of 25 and 45, there's a huge gap where there is no services after you age out of programming. And so I said, this is something that needs to be done. So that's how I started Open Rainbow Residency, basically.
As you said that you heard someone firsthand tell you their experience. So it is one thing to listen to someone, but another thing to actually go out and do something for them. So what motivated you to go out of your way and do this for the community?
Well, one, I'm a human, and two, I just feel like as a human being, we have the right to education, we have a right to shelter, and we have a right to food. It's something that I feel like they're like anyone else. They just prefer to love someone of the same gender, and that's okay. So I felt like that is the reason. And so it's really important to understand that we are all human at the end of the day, and no one should be able to judge you and tell you you can't do something based off of their belief of not understanding why you love or you're with this person or this community.
It's really heartbreaking to listen to that people have to go through this just because of who they are. And it's also really good to know that you're working so hard for this. Ranita mentioned that you are an all volunteer and organization, so it's just you from the beginning doing so much work. Talking about your work, so what are the challenges that you faced in the beginning and you face now as you're transitioning more and more into, let's say, a more experienced nonprofit?
Good question. Well, I am still in the infancy stages of growing. So me, though I've worked in nonprofit, I've never ran a nonprofit. I may have ran programs, I may have designed programs, but this is bigger than that. It's more legal, it's more research, it's more knowing your facts. I'm the face of a brand now. So when people are calling, they call and speak to me because they think I have the answers to everything. And so those are the challenges that I am starting to take. Challenges of you a newer program, so can we really trust you with funding? We never heard of you before. What are you gonna do? About A, B, or C. So challenges of just growing to be a known program and growing to have people take you seriously. There's a lot of having the meet and greets and having to be more persuasive and having to be more, in people's faces and understand this is going to happen regardless. I've been told thousands of times, oh, you're about to be famous soon, but this is something that hasn't been done yet. And I'm like, I don't want to be famous. I just want to help the world, you know? So it's really important to stay humble when you're doing stuff like this because it can be very tiring. I'm a one-woman show, starting this. So it's more of me late night, early mornings, I still have a full-time career where I'm working to support this organization. So it's about me, having to separate my time and to say, okay, I'll do 2 hours of this. And so I can be able to get a good night's rest, calling and asking for help and stuff. So those are challenges that are continuously going to be, but this is going to be mine and something that I'm designing, something that's going to grow for people.
So nice to listen to you say all this, and we actually feel really thankful to Goodera for connecting you to non-profit folks like you, and so we learn so much and we can also help you in any way possible. So
thank you.
Now I think Pratham has a few questions to ask you, so I'll just hand it over to him.
Thank you so much, Nandini, and hello, Lakinia.
Hello.
Hope you're doing good. So, here, I would just like to understand that how can someone who wants to help actually, it can be any random person, any random individual, or maybe the corporate volunteers, corporate organizations, be it. So I just want to understand if someone wants to help Open Rainbow for supporting their cause and for stepping up, how can they basically do that?
Being open-minded and wanting to help and understanding that we are all a human at the end of the day. And we all eat, we all pay bills, we all cry, laugh, love.
Yes.
And just to go back on what I said earlier about being a one-man show, in the beginning I am. And because when I'm creating these things, I have to first figure out how to ask for help, how to be able to, who to go to, and it's a learning process for me. All those things of wanting to be involved, not caring or understanding people are not going to like what you're doing, and being true to yourself about wanting to help people who may not have, as much as you have, and so sharing my information, donating to my donation page, making calls or saying, can I volunteer to create a flyer or some content for you? Those small things speak volumes to an organization. And so you're right, it takes a group of people to manifest stuff. And you're absolutely right about that.
I just want to ask one thing, Lakenya. I think it's a build-up to Pratham's question. Like you said, all of us will have to accept and all of us must come forward. So I just want to ask the question. We live in a society of biases. All of us, no matter what part of the world we come from, all of us live in a society full of biases, be it for someone from the LGBT community, someone from the Asian community, brown community, people of color, all of us, we are all living, and even within our own communities, we are living in so many biases. Where is it that we start, in this world of biases? Now that, how do we raise the next generation to be better as a community? Where do we put that full stop, and from where do we begin again?
Thank you for that. I think, and those are questions and concerns that I am always asked every day, because I am an ally. I am a woman that is not lesbian or gay, and so I did it because it's something that I want to do. That I don't care if you don't believe in it. It's something that I see a need in. And just starting it and just talking about it and just finding people who appreciate it. You gravitate to people who are like you at the end of the day. Some will get it, some will not get it, and keep continuing talking about it. Doing your research and finding out, who is willing to assist you or guide you in the direction that you're going to be able to shine from. We have to take our beliefs and our understanding and our feelings and stuff, because most kind of come off of gut feelings of how you feel about something for you to move to the next step. And this is my gut feeling. This is a serious need. Homelessness is all over, not just the LGBT community. It's in all cultures, it's in all races, it's in our entire world. So it just doesn't stop there, and it's a need for everyone to understand. But I start where I'm at, and I take it from there.
You are such an inspiration. Like you were right, you are a one army person and you are such an inspiration. I think as a community also, we have a lot of unlearning to do and learn again. First, I think the first step is all of us need to unlearn everything that we've been taught, all the biases, and start learning and start looking at things from new perspective. And I think people like you actually set a standard and an example that, all of us, we don't have to be a part of the community. We need to just support them because we're all humans. It is most basic and the most decent thing to do.
As you said, Latanya, that you are still learning. So as an ally, I want to understand your learning curve. What were some things that you unlearned in this process of becoming an authentic ally, and things that you're still learning about the community?
I'm still learning about certain things and certain, topics and how to approach people. I mean, it's just a human in that thing. And in being an ally, it's about human nature. People suffer every day in the entire world. And some people will give to that community because it triggers it and it's their community, and some will not, and that's okay too. Only thing I don't want to be disrespected. That's the only thing I just don't want to be. People ask me all the time, why do you do what you do? Because I love it, and when you love it, it's not a job. How to address someone? Usually people will ask, "What's your pronouns?" And you have to be respectful of them. And I'm she, her. Some people could be they, them. It's just changing my vocabulary and changing the way I am. It's in a sense. Now, I'm still keeping who I am, but also just, letting them know that I am here. I'm not going anywhere. And I'm gonna make a little noise. It's yeah, so it's about, that willingness to listen to a community that, has its own vocabulary, has its own, way of doing things. And so, I mean, it's so much. And I can always just send you a bunch of videos and stuff. But like I said, I'm still like a student. And I tell them that, like, I'm still a student here. And they love it because you're accepting them, And so I just sit down and listen to them. And I'll be like, okay, so what should I do, or what should be done to help you be ambitious? It could be great, and it's just things that we want in life. And you'll be like, that's it, and so, yeah, it's just, it's simple, but so hard for people because of the way they love. And that's the sad part.
I think that's so true, Lakinya. And like, we as a team had so many questions with us to ask to you, but you've answered our each and every question so holistically that like our three questions have been answered by your one answers. So that's really overwhelming, so insightful, so encouraging, and so very, very random question. One motto or one quote that you stand by and you believe in.
Elevate your mind. I dare you.